I'm starting right now. Greetings, fellow armchair imagineers. Tiki here.
And
And
BlueDragonFive.
And Santa
And
Claus.
and Jacob Wile.
Jacob, just to make sure is your video paused?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Just don't start until like count up. Okay, so sorry guys. So welcome to the Main Street Cinema, the show where we discuss the finer points of filmmaking. And tonight is a very special occasion because we have our dear friends Sandy and Jacob with us, and they
Nice
have
to
not.
be here. Nice to be here, Tiki.
Yeah. And they've not actually been on the channel to discuss this movie yet. BlueDragonFive and I have discussed this movie multiple times on the channel. So just first and foremost, the Peanuts movie, we're going to be doing a commentary, kind of a running commentary, fan commentary, and if you want to listen to it as a commentary with the movie going, you can. If you want to listen to a podcast, we're going to do our best to kind of provide, a running kind of a running conversation that's not exactly a play-by-play of the movie, so you don't necessarily have to have the movie running. But
Best of both
first,
worlds.
yes. So first, I really want to get your guys' opinions on this movie just out of the way before we jump in, because I was actually very sad that Sandy and Jacob couldn't join us when the Peanuts movie came out, because I know Sandy's a big Peanuts fan, so I'll start with you, Sandy. What do you think of this movie?
Oh, I love this movie. I think it captures Charlie Brown and Snoopy and just everyone perfectly.
Oh, yeah.
The message could not be more perfect. I think this plus with Snoopy as a whole writing sequences, his whole dream sequences with Fifi and everything. I think that works out and pulls into the story nicely. Nothing seems forced. Nothing seems too cliche or too cheesy. And the voice acting is great. Just the directing is great. The music is great. I just love this movie.
The voice acting is crazy. It's like it's perfect casting all the way around, and it's just like unknown kids. And of course,
plus they didn't make the characters like Lucy too mean or too unlikable, which is nice.
Mm-hmm. And I think this movie is a straight-up game changer when it comes to animation. I really do. I think this movie is like a perfect blend of 2D and 3D look, and it's amazing. It really is.
It's phenomenal.
So Jacob, what was your overall thoughts on this movie?
Well, I kind of have to go with what Sandy said. I mean, everything about this movie is practically amazing. I mean, I actually did get to see this in 3D at one point. It's like,
nice.
It really added a lot of depth to it. I mean, the animation really stood out in that regard.
Oh yeah, I bet.
As a fan of the form of animation itself, not just you get what I'm saying. There's like a fan of animation itself.
Mm-hmm.
They actually pulled out quite a stuff to create a very unique look that stayed true to the original 2D shorts, but also managed to make a fresh new look that kind of hasn't been seen before.
Definitely.
Almost looked like it was all fuzzy.
And even added the comic pieces in there too, with speech bubbles and stuff like that.
Right.
But I do have to go with like what he said. I mean, like, almost everything in this movie was just spot on. It captures everything perfectly. The message is great. The chemistry between all the characters is believable, yet and it's not too realistic. It's like it completely throws realism out the window, and that's one thing that a lot of animated movies don't have the guts to do nowadays.
Yeah, but it stays grounded all at the same time.
Exactly.
It does.
It stays grounded in a good message that pretty much always follow your dreams and always sometimes the underdog can succeed.
Mm-hmm.
And how the story of Snoopy's side story actually ties into the story by providing a good interlude.
Right. I think the highest praise.
Sorry. A very well structured movie, well written, actually written by Schultz's son and grandson, and well directed.
Yeah, I think the highest praise I can give this movie is 2014. We had a game changer of an animated movie in the Lego Movie, and I honestly think this movie is just as good as the Lego Movie, having watched it like 3 times now. I think the Lego Movie is fantastic in its own right. I think it might be. It's great, but the one thing about the Lego Movie, it might have a little bit too fast of a pace for its own good. It's very frantic, it's very energetic, which works in its own right for that movie, but I love the laid-back tone of this thing. I love how it basically just feels like a school year when you're a little kid, you know? It's
Yeah,
just
right.
I
it
mean,
brings back so many nostalgic feelings of childhood and
I get-
childhood before smartphones or any of that shit came into the picture.
Oh yeah.
again, it just seems like it took even though it doesn't seem like it, it probably did take several risks.
Mhm.
It could have tried modernizing the Peanuts. The Peanuts characters. It didn't try to do that.
I was so worried that they were going to give them smartphones. I was so worried about that. I was freaked out about that.
'Cause
Yeah, but-
if they did that, it wouldn't be timeless. But it's timeless because they didn't do all that stupid crap.
Exactly.
Yeah, like I said, they maintained a timeless yet modern feel. Like I said, they said a lot of people. I noticed a lot of people saying it didn't take risks, but it actually probably took quite a few that we're unaware of.
So what we're
Yeah.
saying is this is essentially like the anti-new Powerpuff Girls, where the new Powerpuff Girls was just regurgitating things and making them all modern.
Can I say something? You know, I hear good things about. I'm hearing some good things about New Powerpuff. I tell you, the biggest thing that's ticking me off is
I'm not hearing any good things about the new Powerpuff Girls, but what's the biggest thing that ticks you off?
they didn't bring back the original voice actors.
Oh yeah, of course. That's a big sticking point with everyone. Of course.
How?
But
Only
I think they could have saved it if they just didn't add in so much dumb crap. Like
Mhm.
the jokes
Well,
are so
well-
overused.
Well, the original one had a lot of dumb crap in it too.
Well, yeah, I know, but the original didn't have
Just
twerking
at
in it.
that time.
Yeah.
Just the
The
dumb stuff at
original
the
didn't-
time.
Yeah, the original didn't have twerking panda bears and
Exactly.
drug overdoses.
Oh god.
The point is, Peanuts did not do any of that stuff.
No.
Which
Let's
is
get back
great.
on the right track here.
Yeah. Never
Oh,
mind.
God. Oh, Bubbles twerking. Just
Ah!
why? Just
Why did you? Couldn't let it go. Okay.
Why is that like a standout part of her character?
Tiki.
Yes,
Seriously.
can we
Tiki.
move back
Peanuts.
to the realm of
Tiki.
Peanuts?
Peanuts.
All right, peanuts. Let's do it. So like I said, I'll be counting up from 1 to 3 when I say go. If you're watching along and you're watching the movie, get your movie to timestamp 00 after going through the menus and everything. And when I say go ahead and press play along with us. Like I said, we're going to do our level best to provide kind of a flowing conversation that you don't necessarily have to be watching the movie to enjoy and appreciate. So I think we're all big Schultz fans, so I think we can be able to provide that. So, all right, you guys ready? I'm going to actually have to... This is going to be challenging. Okay, I got it. So, all right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
I have my
Yeah.
mine's ready.
All right, in 1, 2, 3, go! All right, so as soon as I heard the Schroeder notes over the 20th Century Fox logo, I lost it.
Yeah.
It's such a perfect way to start.
And then you see him.
Oh, yeah. Like I said,
There it is.
I think this set the tone for people expecting Deadpool to pop up in the 20th Century Fox logo when I saw it in the theaters. All right. Oh, God.
Peanuts do
Scratch.
Deadpool popping up behind Schroeder.
So can we all agree that like this movie is so much better than the Ice Age movies? It's
Oh,
not even
yes.
funny. It's not even funny.
Yeah. It's like it's
Even
a so
using the
unfair
logo.
comparison. Why bother?
It's such an unfair fight.
Okay,
Oh,
well,
man.
first of all, let's talk about the way we open this movie is just completely brilliant because it opens in this. It has this great bookend to it. Here, where we start with kind of the way the Peanuts started. You know, it started with Schultz drawing on paper.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Totally.
Woodstock.
That's how it starts. That's how it should always end. You know.
Oh my
I
God.
love how they
Then we
like.
see.
I love how like the 2D faces look on the 3D models.
It completely looks like hand drawn animation when they have the 2D faces, but then of course the 3D models.
And
I
the
love
music
seeing
is awesome too.
Mhm.
It just,
There's
it
Yeah,
just
so we have a
works out
very
well.
Groldy-esque theme going on here at various points in the film, and it's kind of overall. But I want to point to a huge thing that really made this movie in many aspects. I love the Chris Beck score. The Chris Beck score has so much great emotion that complements all the great stuff we're seeing.
Really
Like
quick, I love this
overall,
alarm clock
like-
gag with everyone. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, Dragon, I agree, though. The score is fantastic, and it totally just provokes the original, like, you know, a Charlie Brown Christmas, an iconic music like that, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Alright.
So a few fun facts. Our character designs for this film, they've looked all over, the tons and tons of research over every iteration of the Peanuts, and they've determined that kind of the best kind of version of the Peanuts to use is the '80s comic strip design specifically. So that's kind of the ones they're going with in this film.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know, they pull kind of animation beats and certain, obviously references from all sort of the animated stuff, and of course the strips are all things like kind of the timing of the '50s is in there, but a lot of really good stuff.
Totally, totally. All right, so great introduction to Charlie Brown. We just saw the first little like animation, like when he bumps his foot and you see that little like the lines pop up. That's great. That's great.
I wish it showed how he gets his shirt over his big head.
All right.
He's going on a kite.
Oh yeah.
I have a hat just like that. I actually wore that to the theater when he saw this.
Nice, nice. So I love how this movie incorporates so many different elements of the Peanuts into one story. So we have the kite-flying tree, we have the homage...
the kite-eating tree.
Oh, the kite-flying... kite-eating tree. I'm sorry. It's been
kind of self-defeating if the tree flies the kite.
I'd like to see that.
And thus, Charlie Brown trips.
Womp, womp, womp.
Yeah, I like that this just shows right off the bat Charlie Brown's thinking different than everyone else. Which again, this whole film and this really embodies kind of what Charles Schultz and the comic represent, where it's the Peanuts. Amazingly, again, the perfect companion to this film is the documentary you can find on YouTube, Charles Schultz documentary by PBS. It's amazing. It's kind of the perfect kind of going into this kind of the best homework and just kind of best like aftermath of like, oh my god, the Peanuts meant so many things to so many different people, and what's so great in this movie shows that it reflects Charles Schultz's life in so many aspects, and that Charles Schultz thought differently than other people. He was Charlie Brown at his core, like how Jim Henson was Kermit the Frog. You have a characterization like that.
And of course, his wife was Lucy, but that's a whole different story.
Yes, I love the kind of the knowledge you get from that. Seriously, folks, check that. I always tell people to check the documentary. It's the perfect companion to this film. Just kind of educate you on why this is such a great film.
Sure.
If not just right in what's being presented to you isn't enough. Again, if had the Peanuts gone on in the future, he would have been married to Lucy for a time.
Oh god.
And the little red-haired girl would have been the girl that got away. And he's had friends like Linus, Linus is modeled after an actual person. So,
okay, if Monkey's watching right now, I'm just going to give an obligatory shout-out to Dog Sees God, because in Dog Sees God, Linus just turns into a straight-up, like, stoner guru, like, spiritual guy, and it's awesome.
That was the ice skating scene.
I love everything they do with Pigpen. I mean, I think the characterization all around in this movie is fantastic, but I think Pigpen is kind of like the scene stealer in this movie. Like, every time Pigpen's on screen, it's fantastic. It just gets a huge
Woodstock on a Zamboni. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I just love the innocence of this scene.
Oh yeah. That ice looks really good.
The design and the detail in their clothes, the textures, it's amazing. I think.
And the snowflakes look like they're hand drawn as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah.
So Charlie
the
Brown
textures are absolutely fantastic in this movie.
Oh yeah.
I love how creative this scene is here with all the various snowmen in positions on the field there. It looks great. Again, just compliments how great that snow looks. At the same time, this is the core of the movie.
But of course, we can't forget about the real star of this movie, Snoopy.
Well, Jacob, we'll get into it. I actually don't necessarily think the Red Baron stuff is all that great.
Then I'll tell Tiki why he's wrong.
All right.
I'm kidding. But I love all the snowmen in the stand with Woodstock. I love that gag.
Oh yeah, I mean this is just vintage Snoopy. This is fantastic stuff right here.
That's mainly what I was referring to.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm just saying like
and pitch and the snowman hits it back.
I think if this movie has one flaw, it's just that the Red Baron stuff eats up too much of the screen time. When I'd rather see the screen time go to like the Peanut stuff, but
And there's the bags. The bag of
Snowmen with bags on their heads or frowny faces. How can you know, it's hard to think that creative stuff up. You know, it's just also a little Melendez and Mendelssohn Moving Company on the truck there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
references to the animation.
Well, there are tons of great references all over this thing.
They actually got Bill Melendez voices from the original cartoons to do the voice of Snoopy in this movie.
Yes,
Which is
indeed,
one of the
I
things
love
I
I love
love.
an animation. I love an animation. Now we're going with archival recordings. We've done the thing with Walt Disney with as
Get a
as
horse.
Mickey Mouse, and now we're with Get a Horse, and now we're having this sort of thing with the Peanuts. It's so awesome to have those archival recordings coming back.
And restoring them.
Does anyone else
amazing.
wonder why Peppermint Patty's wearing sandals in the snow?
Well, because she's very dedicated to her iconic looks. That's why. Here we go. There's some beautiful sketchy, the beautiful sketchy style going on from the strips, pulled right from the strips and the animation.
Animated comic.
Yes. Oh, it looks great. And again, it also gives a little taste of the football because again, we go kind of all over the season here. We don't exactly get to see the famous football scene until a certain point in the film, but even without that, though, I love that we do kind of have. There's some definitely hints to some of the other iconic Peanut stuff. They can't put everything into the movie. They sure do get at least 75 to 80% of it in the movie.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I would love to see the storyboards for this movie.
Oh, I got to tell you the most amazing thing. I don't know if it was at Blue Sky or if it was at the Schultz Museum, but there is this beautiful display of it looks like a copy of all of Charles Schultz's strips, put together in a giant thing of Lucy, Charlie Brown kicking the football on a giant wall.
Nice.
It's like all the panels, from a distance, it looks like Charlie Brown going to kick the football, but if you look closely, it's like all the panels on a wall.
So it's a mosaic.
Yes, it's a beautiful mosaic.
Oh, that's awesome.
And they looked all over that museum and got the perfect kind of they had a. Let me describe the animation process of this film. They practically read the book that Charles Schultz would have written on how to do Peanuts 101. It's called they had a training course for all the animators to show them how to do this style where they have the really sketchy. The 2D style, really heavy in the animatics that they would kind of overlay onto these rounded CG models, and it was called the Van Pelt University. They called it Van Pelt University, where they train them all the little Peanuts terms, like the drumstick arms. When the arms are bent with the little fingers on the side there. All sorts of the Schultzian terms, like the Schultz lines. When you have the little spinny action movements, they'd have the eyes that are 6 and 9s. Like Charlie Brown, if he looks up, the eyes turn into 9s. If he looks to the left or right, then they're going to be 6s, backward 6.
Right.
So much great dedication to the research there.
Hey guys, what's the timestamp right now?
I'm at 9:35.
9:30. Okay. I actually had to restart it, so I need someone to kind of cue me back up. I'm gonna.
All right, one, two, three, pause.
No. Hold on.
No, pause. No, just let him catch up.
I'm at
I'll catch up. Okay. When it gets to 11:42, timestamp 11:42, someone yell, shit. BlueDragonFive. What's the code word from Better Call Saul? I forgot the safe word.
It's rhubarb.
Rhubarb. Someone yell rhubarb when we get to 11:42.
Okay. And enter the little red-haired girl.
Tiki, I'm surprised they didn't make Franklin sit in broken chair.
Oh God! No! Let's not even open that can of worms. Let's not go down that route.
I have something that's going to completely blow your mind about Franklin. I was going to tell you later on when he's the MC at the party. Okay, I'm going to tell you something that's going to blow your mind completely. Get there.
Look, Franklin has very little screen time in this movie, so I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I really don't.
Seriously, I'm going to tell you something that's going to blow your mind about Franklin a little later on.
Is it past 11:42 yet?
No. Did I say rhubarb yet?
It's 10:42.
Okay, just making sure.
Anyway, you want 11:42?
11:42. Yeah.
I'll let you know.
Okay.
Okay.
Then just Charlie starts fantasizing about the little red-haired girl as Snoopy tries to sneak into the school.
I remember those freaking tests where you had to fill in the dots. Oh gosh.
Then I love Linus' little speech questioning the purpose of the SAT test, or the standardized testing.
Yeah, that was yeah. He does have a point there, and then the teacher shuts him down like, "Yes, ma'am."
So I love the accompaniment on the piano.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
That's what Schroeder lives for. He brings that piano over for just the right moments. He lives for those moments.
Exactly.
It looks just about.
You got this, BlueDragonFive?
Rhubarb.
Okay. Got it. All right.
I just love how the plane keeps flying around.
Yeah. That is the one thing I like about the Red Baron storyline is how it connects to the plane that's flying by.
And
Look,
again,
I'm not saying the Red Baron storyline is terrible by any means. It's good. It's good. I just think it's a little disconnected from the rest of the movie.
Yeah, it is true.
Uh-huh.
I found out this pencil thing was in one of the Valentine's Day specials, by the way. The whole you choose your pencil.
Yeah, I remember that.
Blue Dragon 5, you remember the Valentine's short that I'm most familiar with is the little red-haired girl one.
Yeah, mine, I'm familiar with Be My Valentine. Tiki's
which is like the most morbid and depressing thing I have ever fucking seen.
I know, that's what I mean. That's why it's so memorable.
Oh my god.
Well, you know, it's always I was like pointing out. No one ever just calls him Charlie. It's always Charlie Brown or Chuck. Those are the only two options. Never
Roll
just
around
Charlie.
in the dirt with me, Chuck. All your dreams will come true. I want to see Peppermint Patty say that.
Barney Clown.
Yep, I love that. Very similar to in the animation. We obscure the little red hair girl. Don't get me wrong, you can see her for like a freeze frame, but I love that they kind of don't focus on it. Like you'll see like she'll turn real briefly, you'll see her, but still they kind of keep her obscured like the little red hair because it's the object of Charlie Brown's eyes. You can never quite get a good glimpse at her. Now this kid,
I freaking love this movie, man. I just love all the stuff going on in the background, like that little first grader or whatever that's freaked out by Charlie Brown.
he's like, what's going on? Why are you talking? Why are you talking to me?
Yeah.
All right.
That kid's like, I'm out of here.
I love how all these characters, like the kids, they talk with all these big words, and it's like I would never know those words. As a
that was always the
Linus
charm of the Peanuts.
Yeah, Linus is still kind of the philosopher of the group, and Charlie Brown has like all the woes and he has all the neuroses that Charlie Brown does have. So again, it's a very accurate representation of the Peanuts we know in here. And again, I like this though. I love that they are connecting the stories. If you rewatch the movie, you see they are connecting things like Snoopy. He finds the typewriter in the trash can when he's thrown out by Lucy, and then that's how he has the typewriter here. And again, I like that. Circling back to the Red Baron because it's about to start here. I like that.
Ooh.
It's cool because it feels kind of like how the storytelling was in the actual comics, where they'd maybe pick up one little thing that happened and then maybe do something with that in the next panel, or in the next next day's issue.
Yeah, but I love that the Red Baron stuff. It's Charlie Brown. They're kind of doing with the story here. This is why I'm kind of defending the Red Baron stuff a little bit.
Okay.
But again, it's not bad. We've been over that. We know it's not bad. It's just I personally like how it's paralleling Charlie Brown's story, and also like that symbolically, given the ultimate payoff of the Red Baron stuff. Charlie Brown kind of creates his own demons in that moment where he activates the little Red Baron. So Charlie Brown's bad luck is going to come back to bite him in a big way later on, and yet another way later on.
Okay, I will tell you one thing that's fantastic about the Red Baron stuff that I'm sure you guys already know is that we never see the bottom of the doghouse.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even notice that the first time, but rewatching it a second time, that actually
takes away the mystique. It's all in his mind. That's
or was driving the Red Baron who's piloting it. That's awesome too.
That was one of my fears going into this movie.
I remember that.
God, I do not want to see the Red Baron.
It'd be like seeing what's under Double D's hat.
It's like seeing Dr. Claw. You don't want to see Dr. Claw.
Thanks, Inspector Gadget movie.
I love how Lucy narrates this thing.
Oh yeah, again, it makes sense later on. Again, they're paying off a lot of these story elements here. We find out Lucy's reading this, and that's why we're seeing this. Again, they are making a lot of really good calls here. Again, this movie holds up tremendously well in the rewatch.
And I got to admit, it is really impressive how they get the How to Train Your Dragon style, epic flying scenes, and mix it in with, what we're seeing right now, where it practically looks like an old school, where there's all the flashing colors and everything.
Yeah, and it blends seamlessly between the real world.
Yeah, totally.
So, what I like about this movie is that almost every joke, every scene has a payoff in the end. Almost every single.
Like I said, I think that's what makes it the Lego movie of the Peanuts. Okay, this is another one of my favorite scenes right here, where he's going up to talk to the red-haired girl, because I can totally relate, man. I have such a problem talking to girls. I can't do it.
And it's Snoopy's
It's why
summer.
Charlie Brown's so... You're right. Super silver.
It is Charlie Brown, yeah.
But you're right. Yeah, that's
and-
what's the appeal of Charlie Brown is that he's such kind of. We all have these relatable neuroses. You know, we all have that self-deprecatingness on some level. We all think, you know, oh, we can't do this. Oh no, the beautiful girl's moving across the street. She's right within arm's reach. I can just like walk up and say hello. I
He's a
can't,
stalker.
because then I'll fail, and then my world will collapse in front of me.
Dragon, you just literally described my entire mindset. Thank you. That's very accurate. That's very accurate.
It's like on some level we all have that fear of inadequacy that Charlie Brown just embodies so well. Again, that's when he went to nurse's office for. He had an overwhelming sense of inadequacy. That's why he's there. That's his love sickness.
Charlie Brown, the ultimate everyman.
Yes.
I have the same problem around girls myself.
Yeah. Well, all right.
I think Sally's very well characterized in this movie. You know, because Sally doesn't usually. There's a risky run with Sally of not having her do enough, and here they just have the right balance. Like basically, because she doesn't really get a lot to do, she kind of sometimes lacks a character. But here they definitely communicated that character very well.
They definitely could have made her the annoying little sister like they sometimes did in the old cartoons.
Uh-huh. Well, oddly enough, it's like Kristen Chenoweth does a voice in this movie as Fifi, but Kristen Chenoweth was Sally in the Broadway revival of You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown.
Mm-hmm.
And I love Kristen Chenoweth, but I actually really don't like her portrayal of Sally in that movie, or in that play, because she's essentially just Lucy's lackey, and she's just kind of a brat. And I think, I agree. This Sally's a lot better. This is like one of
Little
the
fun
best.
fact:
Well,
Mark Hamill was in A Good Man, Charlie Brown.
Here she's
Really?
Fifi, though.
Yes.
As what?
Snoopy. He was Snoopy.
Oh God! Is there footage of that?
Who is Snoopy?
Mark Hamill.
What?
Oh.
Are you kidding me?
I'm saying at a production.
At a certain point.
At a certain point, it was like I don't know if it was like a high school production of it or what, but he was Snoopy.
Not at the same Broadway revival.
No, not at the same.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's in that show he played Snoopy.
Oh my God.
A young Mark Hamill. You can find pictures of it. I don't know.
Oh, a
if you find
young
video.
Mark Hamill. Oh, okay.
Yeah, young Mark Hamill.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes more sense. Because
Yeah.
I'm thinking like Mark Hamill.
I'm talking way before Luke. I'm talking way before Luke. He was Snoopy.
I love
Okay.
the look of I love the look of the white eyes on against the blackened fur.
But you see what I'm talking about here? I love how this parallels Charlie Brown's story. It's kind of Snoopy's imagination kind of embodying. So that's how they get the action into the movie. With that, again, you don't want to overrun the Peanuts with action. But that's how you get some great adventure inside the Peanuts by using that to kind of, because again, on some level, just these mundane struggles, which we're more than happy with the Peanuts. They're so interesting. But in case the kids really aren't, tantalized by it, you have just kind of this great artistic expression of what Charlie Brown's going through Snoopy. What he's going for? He's pursuing love. He's going to falter at some point, but he's not giving up. I mean, it's the same message that's being communicated there. I'll admit there's one Red Baron scene that I love, but I don't think is consistent with this approach. And it's only one moment. It's a great reference to it's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Excellent scene, but again, I think out of all the stuff, it probably could have been taken out to make the story a little more tight. But again, excellent stuff though.
Yeah, that was my only problem with the Red Baron stuff, is that it just kind of feels like at certain points in the movie, it almost feels like, no, I want to get back to like the actual stuff that's going on with the Peanuts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Again, I would only say it's just for one scene. I think I think everything else is still strengthening the film though with those other moments. But I agree to disagree. Yeah. So again, I love good old Snoopy here, just helping his master out here. He's just like, oh, come on. You can do it. Just, I love this. Even though Charlie Brown's like, oh, I've given up. Oh, no, you don't. And yeah, I love that Charlie Brown is still gleaming the whole, she answered the door. She said hello. So he's so pathetic.
Psychiatric.
Where does Woodstock get all these little appliances things?
I don't think we should question it. Maybe, who knows? We hope we
That was
got
a great shot, by the way. Great reveal of the psychiatric help stand of Woodstock considered that before they.
Yeah, we're gonna need psychiatric help if we question why Woodstock has all these things.
God. Oh god.
I love they brought this back. I mean, this is one of the most iconic Peanuts strips here. I've seen Charlie Brown getting psychiatric help from
Oh,
this
And I love
they'd
five
be,
cents.
they'd be
It's funny how
fools not
condescending
to include this somewhere.
I love how condescending she is here.
Mm-hmm.
And again, kind of the ultimate irony is that Charles Schultz, he always he never got psychiatric help because he was always paranoid that if he was if he did seek help, the strips might cease to be funny. So that was kind of the burden he bared with the Peanuts. He kind of lived a depressing life in many respects.
I can understand that.
He does that, but he did it for the betterment of the Peanuts, and we can't exactly fault him for it, but we feel bad. And Lucy, again, this is the kind of therapist you don't want to have, just kind of saying, yeah, you are a failure.
Like, except your face. Yours is the face of failure.
Oh god. Oh god. Yours is a genuine failure face.
And again, you get a lot of that ex-wife vibe in this scene.
The animation here is just so. This whole movie, the animation is just amazing.
Yeah, we could praise the animation until we're blue in the face. You know, it's amazing.
Love it almost looks like stop motion.
Yeah.
Oh, let me tell you something. I'll tell you why it looks like that. They did this great thing in the animation where it's they did a sort of editing footage. So in animation you have various kind of perspectives. Like you have your profile and your third quarter view. Those are the main ones you see in animation, especially in the comic strip. You know, when they're turned to the side and they're turned completely to the side. You know.
Right.
You'll never see him like looking directly like straight on at you because it looks really off. It looks really funny. Snoopy's nose would be looking really strange if you look directly at you.
Exactly.
That's why it's always turned to the side slowly. So what they did was, whenever the characters would turn, they edited the turnout, so it was like an immediate jump. So that's why it looks so much like the panels. So that's why you never saw them like, I don't know, if you freeze frame, you wouldn't really see them in a wonky thing. I mean, maybe if you really looked, you might see that for a moment, but it edits so seamlessly, so fluidly, it looks just like the comic. Like rarely, see, he's still like 3/4 when he's just looking straight at you. It's because he's slightly turned. That's 3/4. You know, when the nose is like a C, like Charlie Brown, that's 3/4.
Right.
Anyway, so again, I love that the crux of this story, you know, with the way this whole movie got started is like, you know, 6 years after Schultz's death and the last strip came out, Craig Schultz, Schultz's son, had an idea for the movie, and his son, again, I love the lineage going on here, his son Brian Schultz, he said, let's go big, let's go cinematic, let's make the story bigger. I love taking the simple idea of Charlie Brown wants to succeed, he wants to do one thing right, and just that determination, that was right from the trailer, it was getting that message is so well transferred in this film. Charlie just wants to do one thing right, and they really kind of deliver home like you're rooting for Charlie every step of the way. And what I love in this first story, he's really going to demonstrate here to great effect, is that it's an idea we've never seen with Charlie Brown that just blew my mind in the theater. It's like, oh my god, it's like we never have seen kind of the sacrifice of Charlie Brown. Like he's actually capable of great success, but there's, aside from just, you know, bad luck kind of taking him down at the last minute, we have a moment here where we at the talent show we're going to see, I mean, Charlie Brown, he's about to succeed. Everything's about to go his way. But for the betterment of other people, for the betterment of his friends and family, he takes that sacrifice. You know, he allows himself to fail to help others. Now, how beautiful is that for a character? It's a level of Charlie Brown we've never seen before.
And it helps him. And it actually helps him off in the end.
Yes!
Oh, can we just talk about the shadow?
I love this. I just love Snoopy. It's coming from the Christmas special. Snoopy kind of mocking her when she's giving a speech.
That dog has really good shadow puppetry skills.
Of course. I can kiss my dog.
I was waiting for that. Was one of the things I was really waiting for in this movie, and I was so glad they did it. I think that whole bit with "I've been kissed by a dog," I think that might be the single most nostalgic thing from the Peanuts for me.
I think it's probably the most iconic line of Peanuts ever.
Because it's very prominent, and I mean, of course, it's prominent in other things, but it's prominent in Easter Beagle Charlie Brown, and as you guys know, that was my first Charlie Brown special. Oh yeah,
it's in Easter Beagle, it's in Halloween, and it's in you have Great Pumpkin, and it's in Christmas.
The kid just looks at his wrist, doesn't have a watch, just looks at his wrist.
Like that past a freckle.
Again, this is a side of Charlie Brown we've never seen before. Him with talent. We didn't. Charlie Brown's capable of great things in this movie. He's capable of magic. He's capable of some really good writing. He's capable of so many things. And again, something always is kind of stopping him at the last minute. We used to get to see some of that as intentional. Charlie Brown being such a good person, and again, he's sticking up to his little sister here in front of the girl of his dreams is out, the little red-haired girl. I can impress her to be my ultimate in of saying, "Oh, hello," but through impressive, doing something impressive that actually might not get me like, oh, Charlie Brown, how I hate him. We can avoid that for once.
That opening strip is probably like Charlie Brown's ultimate fear of every social interaction he ever has. That's what makes that opening strip so iconic.
That was the very first one, How I Hate Him.
How I Hate Him. If that's not
there's good old Charlie Brown.
I don't know what is. Oh god.
I don't know. Before that, we had Little Folks, but that was the first Peanuts.
Yeah, of course.
I love this setup here. We get a bunch of great little gags on the way here of Charlie Brown doing something very heroic, like flipping Peppermint Patty. In the modern day and age, we have not the modern day and age. It'd be like a thing. The conventional way goes like, oh, someone flipped me. Oh, I don't like that. But no, it's like, good one, Marcy.
Oh, God. I also want to point out the song that's used in this dance scene is a song by Megan Trainor, and she's actually someone that generally is very, very hated in the music community, but I actually really like the song. I think this song's really catchy.
And now Charlie Brown has a hero in his little sister.
Oh, yeah.
Hero to his little sister.
Excellent. And then, of course,
But the laughing stock of everywhere else.
Yeah. No good deed goes unpunished. I had a revelation during this movie. Actually, I'm going to save it for a little later on. We'll get there. I'm sorry.
Okay. No problem.
Yeah, nobody reads the newspaper anymore.
What jerk takes a picture of him just at that right moment?
I would say actually, it looked like he was just taking a picture of his of her and the cow strung up, but then the thing came out during the flash. I don't think it's that kid being malicious.
Yeah.
That's
Guys, I
my
hate to
take.
do this, but what's the timestamp?
It's
2840.
2840.
Yeah, it's about that. Yeah.
28. Okay, I'm just gonna go to 30 minutes exactly.
Tiki.
All right, are you just gonna pause it then?
I am going. Yeah.
You guys take the rhubarb this time. I'm
Rhubarb.
Will do.
All right. I'm sorry, guys. This is why I need to actually buy my media and not just
I love this
sketchy websites.
Your girlfriend's on the phone, and I love that reveal. We have
Peppermint Patty.
It's Peppermint Patty, just like the Thanksgiving special. It's kind of talking Charlie Brown into something he does not want to do at all, just not being receptive at all.
All right, I'm actually at timestamp 30:26, so.
Let me ask you this: do you think they're setting up in this movie? Because again, this is kind of taking on the origin of the little red-haired girl. Do you think they are showing the evolution and the invention of some of these iconic Peanuts bits in this movie? So, do you think it's for the first time since he touched her hand? You were trying to hold my hand, Chuck. Do you think since that she's now think she's an item with Charlie Brown, or do you think that's just been going on before this?
I definitely think it's been going on before. That's all.
Yeah, I think she likes him from before.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Tiki, what time are you at?
I think that's
30:26.
All right.
I think that's part of Patty's character. I mean, I think she's always had a small crush on him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's fair because we don't really see baseball season aside from the Snow Mountain sequence, so I guess it's definitely feasible. I was saying it's a thought to kind of bring Mike's again. This is kind of we are kind of playing a little loose with it. It's an out of continuity Peanuts story, so anything could happen technically.
Well, technically every animated thing is out of canon, so.
Well, not exactly. I mean, there is a bit of continuity. There's some loose continuity in the animated holiday specials. Remember, because they're
Rhubarb.
Okay, got it.
I haven't even finished my Halloween candy yet. So,
I love this part.
That was in the trailers. That got a good laugh.
That fur looks amazing on Snow.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. And it's not even like Pixar level, Sully, where it's you can see every individual hair. It's just a really nice texture.
Remember that trend in 2010 where there was so much animated dancing?
He tops it with the.
I remember the trend of DreamWorks ending with a fucking dance sequence every movie.
Well, yeah, it's not just DreamWorks, okay? And at least three different.
Hey, it's an animated movie ending. Time for a dance party.
Hey, look,
Time to break out the Smash Mouth.
Starry Night. I just wanted to mention I love Starry Night.
Yeah.
But Toy Story 3, Despicable Me, and Megamind. And
Oh my God, you're right. Toy Story 3 technically did end on that. Wow,
I'm saying they released 3. It's not just DreamWorks. I'm just saying animation. In that year, many animation studios did the dance ending.
All right, sorry. This is the Rebecca Trainer song that I actually really like, even though Rebecca Trainer's not.
Do you
a
mean
trainer.
Megan Trainor, or do you mean Rebecca Trainor?
Megan Trainor. I'm confusing Megan Trainor and Rebecca Black, actually. But no, this Megan Trainor song I actually really like. I think this song's really catchy and goes with the mood of the movie.
Yeah, we're seeing something really cool with Charlie Brown. He's really trying his heart out. He's actually even developing a skill set here. He's an excellent dancer, it would seem. And again, we're going to see him do something really nice, and it's going to kind of blow up in his face. Again, doing a little nice as action.
Yay for black and white hand-drawn animation. Just yay.
So this is very reminiscent of the I want to say Charlie Brown's First Kiss special.
Valentine's Day.
Like this dancing right here. I don't know if it was Valentine's Day or like Charlie Brown's
and
first.
Snoopy.
Oh,
what does it say when your dancing skills are worse than a dog's?
Well, no, that dog can dance, you know.
Oh yeah.
But see, right here again, little act of kindness. You say he put something in his food, there's something special, and it kind of screws him up in the end.
I like the touch of both the shadows dancing at the same time across the street.
So many nice little touches you catch on the rewatch.
I
love that Pigpen's still the babe magnet he was in all
Yes, that's awesome. And Dog Sees God, he's totally the babe magnet in that.
Chicks dig a dirty guy.
Actually, in Dog Sees God, he's kind of just like a douche who thinks he's a babe magnet, but he's actually not.
I love how the dance
classic dance poses.
Oh yeah. As soon as I heard that music in the theater, I was like, yes!
Well, Charlie Brown has his hope stash with cupcakes getting eaten in hilarious fashion. Can I blow your mind with a Franklin fact?
Sure. I'm curious.
So I found this out because Franklin is emceeing the dance, which is a position of importance. Franklin, he's always kind of like when he has a bit to do, he's kind of there's nothing wrong with Franklin.
But let me tell you, it's awesome.
Yeah, but let me tell you this though. I found out Harriet Glickman, who was a big kind of a Dr. King supporter. Apparently, way back in the day, after Martin Luther King was assassinated, this woman, Harriet Glickman, a big social advocate, she wrote a letter to Charles Schultz asking for a Black Peanuts character.
Oh wow!
And Charles Schultz, he responded to her, and they were having a back and forth, and he created Franklin, and a really lovely comic. It's an amazing first meeting. Charlie Brown was on the beach, and he met Franklin. They had just casual conversation. He was a friendly guy, and it showed the world that hey, a white beloved Peanuts character can also make friends with someone of a different race. And it was and that's a mind-blowing fact, I think.
No, that's very cool. That's very cool. I never knew that. That just kind of goes to show
Franklin has a really awesome origin in that respect, And this, again, Franklin, when he shows, Franklin never really gets. Don't get me wrong, he doesn't get like a lot to do. When he does get the stuff to do, it's either cool or memorable. Again, the chair thing is kind of funny.
The chair thing is memorable in its own right.
That's what I'm saying. Don't remember for the negatives. Remember for he hits the iconic chair bit that you always remember as one of the funniest things. Joe Cool. And what's kind of funny about Charles Schultz's life? He always wanted to be Snoopy. He always wanted to be the Joe Cool Snoopy. But again, Charlie Brown experience.
That's the great kind of dichotomy between Charlie Brown and Snoopy, is that it's kind of the two sides of his personality. It's the side that he is, and it's the side he wants to be.
And Charles Schultz was a big dog lover too. I mean, towards the end, he was one of the dogs, Andy, who was also one of the actual Snoopy's relatives' names. He would like let Andy sleep on his lap, and he wouldn't stir he wouldn't get up from his chair, so he wouldn't wake the dog. I mean, he loved dogs so much. Charles Schultz.
That's sorry. I really like this song. I don't care what anyone says. I think the song's super catchy.
There's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, the movie is so interlaid very well with just kind of the classic music. We can forgive him for something because it's not bad. It works well within the material.
And this is just it's like almost euphoric to see Charlie Brown succeed like this. You know what I mean?
And again, I love the little red-haired girl's obscure just enough.
Totally.
Until he gets a full view of her, that's when he fully that's when he gets.
Do I know you?
That gag is hilarious.
They don't recognize. She doesn't recognize him when he's clean.
And he
Oh,
was
this is
gonna,
great.
he was gonna win
Oh
and
my
be able to dance with the little red hair girl. Trophy tipped on its side, and then Snoopy's there with an umbrella. Oh my god.
The pig paying gag just got like literally almost a standing ovation when I saw it in the theater. Like
what?
people were going nuts for that.
Yeah, I tell you, I love the timing on Snoopy here. It's absolutely fantastic. The slowness of like the pat on the back and the cupcake offer. Snoopy looks so sad and he's so empathetic towards Charlie Brown.
Mm-hmm.
And I love you. There was a moment there. You saw like a little line for Snoopy's mouth right before he climbed the dog. It's just showing so much thought in Snoopy's process there. Well, man, Charlie Brown's giving me a lot to think about. I'm going to apply this to my writing.
See, I like this Red Baron stuff because it just gives a nice rest from all the stuff that's going on with Charlie Brown. It's a nice, just...
I guess so. I can see that.
Yeah, I think it's reflecting on Charlie Brown's story. It's Charlie Brown's story through Snoopy's perspective. I'm really loving that with the majority of the Red Baron stuff.
And the scenery is very refreshing. Very refreshing.
Actually, that's one of the things that kind of takes me out of it, is that the scenery is almost in a different animation style from the rest of it.
I don't know. It looks really cool.
I just think it's a little too realistic. And I know that's a weird complaint. I know it's a weird complaint, but...
Well, you know what's so funny? And I don't know if this is intentional, Tiki. Now you're bringing this up, and it might be crazy, but early on in the Peanuts, definitely in the Little Folks days, but maybe early on in Peanuts too, is that you'll notice that they might be homaging the change in style, because early on, Charles Schultz had intricate backgrounds, but then as the strip went on, it was more character-focused with all the dialogue boxes. That's when we get the iconic kind of lack of scenery in the background.
That's kind of what I'm saying.
Maybe
I think
that's
so
what they're
much
going
scenery...
with.
Like, so much scenery all around it's just a little bit distracting.
No, but
I'm not saying it's bad.
Maybe that's kind of the reference, though. Like, we're just kind of showing the various stages of Peanuts on some level. It's like, Snoopy, that's a way we get some of the kind of the beautiful backgrounds we had there. We don't really know with our main Peanuts characters do not have that, but with Snoopy we can go a little more fantasy. So let's kind of harken back to those days. We have the technology, we have the money, we have the technology. Let's rebuild it.
Anyone just think.
This is a great action sequence, though.
It is.
I just love how ridiculous it is when he just turns around and sitting, and then the doghouse turns around too. He starts going the other direction.
So never have you been so enthralled with a dog fight, literal dog fight, without seeing one of the pursuing planes.
Dog fight with an actual dog on top of a doghouse.
I love that. So realistic to kids. You get so wrapped up in your own imagination for a moment. It's like almost like you're dreaming, and then you realize, oh wait, it's a dream. I can't die in here.
Right.
It took Woodstock to get him out of that.
I might be reading this because I just saw the Charles Schultz documentary. But I don't know. There's a line there. It's just maybe makes me think of something. It mentions that the little red-haired girl's taking care of her mother who's not feeling well. That I'm going to bring it up something really kind of profound here. Charles Schultz he never got to say goodbye to his mother, and in kind of bitter irony, knowing that his kids didn't get to say goodbye to Charles Schultz properly. Because,
man.
Like, they had a really, basically, with Charles Schultz and his mother was dying of cancer when he went off to war, and basically they had like an interaction which was to the effect of, well, this is probably the last time you're ever going to see me. And he always he was very close to his mother, and the kids had a similar thing where it's like, they were going off, and they didn't know when he was going to go, but it was kind of like a last meeting sort of thing. He was having a relative sick overseas or sick in a different location, attending to them. In fact, little red-haired girls. I'm definitely reading into that, so don't take it too seriously. But I'm saying there might be a lot more subtlety to this film than it might be.
Sorry, I wasn't laughing at that. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was laughing at his fantasy and his being noticed in front of everybody.
Oh, excuse me.
I love that the blanket's in Linus's locker. See, I did not notice that before until this viewing, actually. That he keeps the blanket in his locker. It's so clever because they has it by his side at all times. Because I was always wondering, Linus doesn't have the blanket 24/7. That's why he keeps it close. Oh my God, it's brilliant. I never thought of that. I feel embarrassed, but that's really points to the movie for being clever like that. Again, all these little details in the rewatch, they're amazing. It's the mark of a good movie. You notice new things every time you watch it.
Yeah, totally. I always make the comparison, like, A movie like that, where you notice new things every time you watch it, is like the Pirates of the Caribbean of movies.
And there's the winter dance. I'm sure Charlie's gonna get punched out by the red-haired girl's boyfriend for for. No, I'm sorry, it's a Bates Motel reference. Sorry.
Oh God.
That's a bad Bates Motel reference.
A good level of detail there. They actually had Peppermint Patty's real name Patricia Reichart there,
Yeah.
and her score was like 62 or something, which is actually makes sense later on in the movie.
Oh yeah.
One of the best elements of the movie for me is Lucy trying to come to terms with Charlie Brown being popular. I love that angle on her character. It's such a clever twist on the whole thing.
She's like, it's not possible, Charlie Brown popular.
And again, I love this. Like, for a moment, it looks like the universe isn't against Charlie Brown. It's like, again, Charlie Brown just threw no falls in. Like, oh my God, I actually succeeded and didn't even know it. Everything's going great. People are loving me. And I love that at the same time, these stories are also so cleverly, again, the rewatch, you kind of figure out these things. I'm noticing this for the first time. They're really satirizing how things are in real life. How, it's because someone just suddenly says something different. We have like a way things go. Someone says, "Oh wait, actually this he's good. He's smart, and because he's smart, we all love him." It's like it's people turning on a dime the minute they have new information.
Exactly.
It's like it's a great satire of life. Of just like one little thing changes, now the guy's outlook on life completely changes for a moment.
And again, I love how frustrated Lucy is with this whole scenario. It's priceless.
I like the use of the song in this.
Yeah,
I like the kid walking in the footsteps of greatness.
Now he's messing up Lucy.
Yeah, and now there's
the songs are like the one modern thing in this movie, but I think they work really well.
And yeah, if you look at the whole context of the movie, it's like kind of Charlie Brown's unconventional way, like flying kite during the winter isn't so crazy now.
Mm-hmm.
The kids are kind of getting the Charlie Brown's kind of thing. They're opening their perspectives. Wait a minute. Yeah, Charlie Brown, he's actually might be more clever than we give him credit for. I mean, the test is opening many doors. Of all the failed kites in the closet.
His natural habitat. He's still sleeping.
And this is a great line, by the way, where he lies and ponders. He ponders the life's big questions. Because again, that was one of the most poignant things from that documentary of just Charlie Brown lying awake in bed, pondering the whole questions of existence. The genius box. I love the genius.
Oh man.
I gotta tell you, one of the funniest things in this movie to me, I love the merchandising of Charlie Brown within the movie.
Oh, yeah.
And I love how Lucy jumps on the bandwagon, one of the funniest gags in this film.
And she's like, I knew it! She's like, I knew you were a fraud, as she was about to buy into the whole thing.
As she sheepishly is like, I already bought a lot of merchandise.
So I love this whole dynamic of like Linus and Charlie Brown and how they're kind of growing a little bit apart as he's getting more famous. It's very true to life.
Yeah, but it's not they don't make it a big deal though.
Yeah, right.
But honestly, it is Charlie Brown is again, I love that they're paralleling this in this movie. It's amazing. There is a lot of Charles Schultz's actual kind of attitude towards fame. Is like he never got ahead of himself. Like don't get me wrong, when he was like said, you can't in real life if he was told you can't kick that football, says I'm sure gonna try. Charlie never got kicking the football. Trying to the point is Charlie Brown would feel neurotic about everything else. But when the challenge arose, he would definitely give it his all and fail, but he'd give it his all.
We've never seen Charlie Brown kick the football in any piece of Peanuts media ever, right?
Never.
Like no comic strip, no animated short, never.
Maybe in Family Guy if you want to be technical.
That doesn't count. Any official Peanuts media.
Guys, he did kick the football. I think a few times.
Really?
I think it was only one.
A few times?
I think he kicked. I'm pretty sure he kicked the football in It's Magic Charlie Brown.
Well, it's magic. It doesn't really count.
It's Magic Charlie Brown. Oh god, that's a real shining jewel of the Charlie Brown library.
Well, he kicked the football nonetheless.
All right. I haven't seen that, so that's probably. I don't know. It's still. I don't think no one really knows about that one.
What?
I love their interaction with I love his interaction with Pip and Patty here.
Oh, uh-huh.
What
Like
time are you guys at?
46:15, about 15.
Yeah.
I'm at 46:08.
46
I love
what?
it. Oh, 8.
I'm now about 46:25.
You know, I think it's past, but I want to point out a great bit of trivia I found out because they're looking at the comics Charlie Brown gave him early. Which, by the way, one of them said Leo's Toy Store, by the way. If you looked really close, the comic she was holding had an advertising for Leo's Toy Store, which is pretty fun. But seriously though, the comic that Charlie Brown gave her was Charles Schultz's favorite comic growing up, which actually gave him his nickname. It was Sparkplug, and that's why, because of that comic that Charlie Brown was holding up, in real life, Charles Schultz was called Sparky. That's why he's called Sparky by his loved ones, because of that comic. How poetic is that? A beloved comic strip, he gives him his name. To the man who's going to create all sorts of beloved comic strips for billions of people. With Marcy here being kind of, again, the intellectual superior to the whole piece, just no, not Leo's Toy Store, Charles. It's Leo Tolstoyevsky.
So like everyone's freaking out.
Tolstoy.
Everyone's freaking out about him going into the adult section, but then Marcy's just chilling there and no one's even noticing.
That's kind of how Marcy is.
Where are you guys at now? What time?
Oh, God.
47:37.
What was that?
47:40 now.
Yeah. And again, I love that they worked in War and Peace, because I remember that from the New Year's special.
Oh, yeah.
This huge book, which is actually it's approximately this big. So they're not exaggerating if they are, just making maybe a little more squared off than brick-like, but it's essentially the same thickness.
You know, I will admit the one thing about the whole book report subplot is that I was really hoping for a reference to Peter Rabbit, and they never did it, and that made me sad. Because one of the best songs in You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown is a book report on Peter Rabbit, where the kids basically fake their way through a book report without actually having read the book, and it's hilarious.
It's unfortunate that they didn't have the, they couldn't really work in any Easter Beagle references. There are very few, if any at all.
No, I haven't been able to catch any.
I love when Lucy said that it was pretty smart of him to do that. He was like, what am I saying?
I also love Snoopy dignifyingly reading Flight on his way out. Again, he's still lending. How great is it? He is he's a loyal man's best friend. He's helping him out, even just in his off time, in his off hours. Well, I'm not going to contract to be a dog at the moment, but here you go. You're welcome. Ooh, that still hurts. I don't care what you say. That hurts.
Is it even possible to read War and Peace in a single weekend?
But
that paper looks ridiculously stop motion, doesn't it?
It does.
This set looks entirely stop motion, doesn't it? I don't know. This whole scene, I don't know what it is. You're right. The stop motion look is now kind of dawning on me. I think the set pieces look tremendously stop motion, but the animation is kind of this otherworldly, awesome thing that, you're right, Tiki, is game changing. Yeah, but as to if you...
Mustard and cake.
Mustard.
And just Kirby just eats it. What is mustard?
Yeah, I'll admit, out of all the gags in this... Believe me, I love all the gags in this movie. I gotta tell you, the mustard gag, it's not in my top 10 at all. It's not really.
Oh, yeah, it's just Snoopy eating mustard.
Just saying, it's kind of weird. I don't think we needed the mustard gag. If I can get rid of one thing from this movie, it might be the mustard gag.
Well, Snoopy's in it for some reason, so it's there.
It doesn't bother me because it goes by so quick.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying the movie's so perfect. Like, the only thing I can think of getting rid of is, get rid of the mustard gag.
It's like, this movie would be perfect except mustard.
Exactly. I'm just showing the movie is so perfect. Take an arm and a leg just to kind of like, there's this one little bit. That really doesn't even matter. I love this. We've all been in a position counting the words of how many words.
Oh my god, of course. And I'm in college right now, so I can so relate to this shit.
First there was war, then there was peace. The end.
And again, we're seeing that triumphant Charlie Brown. He's giving his all. He wants to impress the little red-haired girl, so he's giving his all to write the most awesome book report.
I love this gag here.
Oh, no.
The whole he creates
Right.
and like the old ink pen that they use that he used.
Yeah.
Again, timelessness.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like modern and timeless at the same time.
Such a great framing device of having a little red-haired girl represented with her house across the street from Charlie Brown's window. And again, oh my God, he's using the.
And his writing is instantly better.
Right.
Oh,
right.
no, the pen it's a big bulky pen with ink on it. Pencil a lot more fine in there. While how he's sharpening it or not, I don't know, but it's. We've all been here. You write, stay up all night writing the paper, then you're like, oh God.
Right, of course.
Morning.
And merchant.
I love the merchandising. I love the pencil toppers are my favorite. I love the pencil toppers.
I love the mugs. I would totally buy one of those mugs.
I want those pencil
Pretty
toppers.
sure they have mugs like that out there somewhere.
I'm sure they do. Not
I
very
have them
far,
custom
Sadie.
made,
Did you
too.
see any? The hats are also very cool.
I'm not even
she has an old-timey.
The balloons.
I love the cash register, by the way. I love the old-timey cash register.
I'm not even going to question how they afforded all that.
How does
Well, man, she's using her capital to build the merchandising empire of Charlie Brown.
how did she manage to get so much merchandise in like?
I think the problem is she doesn't have a permit, so I hope she has a really good lawyer. Who should she call, Tiki? No.
Better call Saul! Or, give me Jimmy!
Better call Schroeder. Or better call Schroeder.
Oh, God.
Anyway, so So this scene is one I wanted to talk about. Just kind of this thing. It dawned on me in this movie. It never dawned on me at Charlie Brown before. Embarrassing, never dawned on me. Is that oh my God? I always kind of make this reference. I love this character, but it kind of dawned on me. Charlie Brown has a moment here of great conscience. It just shows that Charlie Brown is doing the right thing here, even though it's a hard thing to do. Which I love that in characters. It's one of the things I love most about Batman. But at the same time, I think Charlie Brown is such a Jim Gordon-like character. I think he is. I mentioned this when we were talking about the movie in the first place. This scene just rings so true to the Jim Gordon fan. It was just a moment where he could do this corrupt action and get away with it, but you know what? It's not the right thing to do, and he doesn't. Again, Pepper Pag doesn't even care about this sort of thing. He could easily get away with it, but you know what? It's like you get to see that moment of hesitation, like everything I've ever wanted is at my fingertips. Everything I ever wanted. I want to impress everyone. I didn't do anything wrong. It's a misunderstanding, and I could get away with this. Life could give me one good thing, one good moment. But you know what?
He could roll around in the dirt and all his dreams could come true.
Yes, but again, it shows you how great a character, at his core, good a character, Charlie Brown. You are a good man, Charlie Brown. That sort of thing. He is just at his core so good at characters that horrible. I love how they sell the horribleness of that moment to just it's dawning you. Oh no, it's fine. Look, everyone's loving him, and I can't do this.
I think you make a really good point that Peppermint Patty would not even care in the slightest about this whole situation, but it's just his integrity, you know what I mean?
There's that moment, did you have the audible gasp I did when he put it in his pocket for a moment there, like, he's put it in his pocket for a moment there, it's like you don't know what he's going to do just for a moment. At his core he's going to atone for it in some way, but then just that moment, he instantly says, that just made my heart so delighted. Like, that's a Jim Gordon move on Charlie Brown. That's excellent. That's beautiful.
BlueDragonFive, I really hate to do this to you, but I think that this is a far better executed move of a character putting a letter in his pocket than the Jim Gordon scene in The Dark Knight Rises.
And there's the I knew it scene.
That's not cool.
And brothers and Lucy and Sally's like, can brothers and sisters get a divorce? Can I just say something though? Like, when they first did the whole mess up the test thing, I said like they're totally gonna mix up the tests, aren't they?
I kind of predicted it too. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the minute he was getting all the fame and glory, you knew it was going to happen.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, I called that immediately. Then I guess they mixed it up, didn't they?
Oh, I love that. I fucking love Linus.
There was also a Hey Arnold plot line, by the way. Literally the Hey Arnold plot line, but these guys made it work. Again, Hey Arnold was kind of the Nickelodeon equivalent to the Peanuts in many ways.
The Hey Arnold thing was with Phoebe, right?
Well, no, it was with the Helga and Harold.
Okay.
Because it was a career aptitude test and not SAT test, though.
Uh-huh.
Remember, she thought she was a hick, and then Harold thought he was a genius.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Oh god. Oh, that show's so fucking good.
Okay, but seriously though, back to this though. Yeah, I love
yeah,
Trevor with the bag on his head for a little ride. I just hope he's still innately waving. It has a great. Again, you're right. There's some stop motion timing in there.
Oh yeah, totally.
And
I
he
never
lost,
noticed the stop motion this way. I'm just so blown away
I
by
think
oh
that
my
was
God,
very
it's-
deliberate on the animators.
Yeah, it looks great. Again, you never think of stop motion with the peanuts.
and thus the Red Baron destroys the paper.
Oh.
Seriously, that's the big like that is either the biggest pity laugh or just kind of like It's like
Is that the
it's
first
biggest
ugh in the movie?
Yes. Wait,
That's
Anything
a
she says good
perfectly
for
timed ugh. That's so perfectly timed.
I think it's the first ugh. But
Uh-huh.
sorry, what?
Even she says good grief. Curse you,
Uh,
Red Baron.
It just shows
I
that she's
actually
the perfect
do
girl
think
for
that
Charlie
this-
Brown. She says good grief.
Okay, this moment right here where Snoopy's cursing the right, this is like it's good. It's a good way to kind of like blend the two storylines together.
This is what I'm saying. I'm saying the movie's been doing this from the get-go with these.
Mhm.
Blend the stories like that. Yeah, let's see. Oh yeah, I love the Woodstock support.
Yeah.
like all the little, like, you know.
It's like they're in their own version of Flyboys, and James Franco's in the air right now.
Oh god.
Right?
Oh, wait, was that Blackhawks or was that Flyboys? Which?
Fly boys. Hey guys, you want some pie?
Well, there's going to be a bakery later on, so they actually will have pie.
Red Baron over Paris.
Oh yeah.
Now that you mention it, it does seem a lot like Flyboys.
Oh god. I never thought that we'd be referencing Flyboys so much in this commentary.
Really?
Or I
You
never thought we'd
we-
be referencing Flyboys ever, for that matter.
Why did you never think we... Out of all the James Franco references you make, you never expected us to make a Flyboys reference?
Flyboys just is such a forgettable movie for me. I don't know.
It's James Franco in a plane!
Fair enough.
Literally dressed as the Red Baron.
Oh god.
If he could get caught in a tornado.
Eh.
The Red
No.
Baron should have been James Franco as the Green Goblin.
Well, don't you mean the new Goblin?
Yes. Well, whatever.
Seriously,
Whatever
I love
the
that
fuck
toy.
we
though.
decided to market it as.
As a kid, I adored that toy of that
Did you?
figure.
Which one?
The new Goblin.
Kind of the 12-inch new Goblin figure was like the size of a GI Joe, and it was the Harry Osborn. The new Goblin look was so cool. But let's
Oh,
not.
yeah,
get on
I-
that.
Yeah, we're talking way too much about Franco. Franco
love
has
it.
nothing to do with this.
I love
I
it. Spotlight
actually
gag.
have the 12-inch Green Goblin one up on my shelf right now.
Nice,
I love the
nice.
spotlight gag.
Lucky guy. I love just the points the other way, and he's this guy. These guys are really funny.
Oh, I love. Yeah, this is a great gag. Oh, I love it.
Fifi, Chenoweth. Yeah.
I'm questioning why they even want Fifi there. What's the point?
Well, no, they want to spite the red. They want to spite their enemy.
Uh-huh.
He knows.
Ah,
The Red
I
Baron
guess.
It's a
considers
personal
Snoopy-
vendetta.
The rest.
Now,
the Red-
Dragon, did we ever confirm one way or another if Fifi was invented for this movie or not?
She's actually. Actually, I can answer that.
Okay.
No original characters were created for this movie.
Okay, so Fifi was just an obscure character that they kind of pulled from the archives?
Yeah, she was in. I think she was in. I forget what kind of episode. I think maybe it was a Valentine's Day episode with. No, I think it was Snoopy, and he wanted to leave Charlie Brown to go with Fifi, but she did not look like that in the cartoon.
Oh god, is it another Snoopy Comes Home? Fucking Snoopy Comes Home is like...
no.
Oh, that movie haunted my
no.
chidhood,
No,
man.
Snoopy-
That
Snoopy-
movie.
No, Snoopy
No.
went with Fifi, but then Fifi
Okay.
left him.
I have a story about Snoopy Comes Home really quick. So it was so my family got Disney Channel, right? And I was so excited to get Disney Channel. And the first thing that I watched when I fucking got Disney Channel, I don't know why Snoopy Comes Home was playing on Disney Channel, but it was.
Oh, Sherman
And-
Brothers music.
I guess so. And that was the first thing I watched on Disney Channel, and it bummed me out so much, man.
Are you as bummed out as Charlie Brown is right now on screen? Because he seems really bummed out.
Oh yeah, he just let down the little red-haired girl.
Yeah, but
He also let-
the
he also
Starbase
let down
is
that
just like
star in
so
the sky.
pitiful and sad. You know, like oh my god. Like, the universe actually hates Charlie Brown.
Right.
Yep. My
He's just
star-
waiting for a comforting "don't give up" kid.
even the star falls. At least
you.
that's the wishing
So
star.
this is the one. This is the one World War I flying ace scene that doesn't. Again, I like it. I love how it homages Great Pumpkin. But I think we don't. This is the only one we don't need.
Yeah, I love that Great Pumpkin reference.
Yeah. Again, his whole looked very much like Spike in that moment. By the way.
Which
Again,
Spike was on the promotional display, but he's not in the movie. I always wondered why that was the case.
Well, no, Spike's technically in the movie.
Where?
No, he's in the after credit scene. Well, the mid credit scene. I mean.
Well, I mean, he doesn't really play a role,
You're
though.
right,
I mean,
though.
it would have been cool to see him visit Snoopy.
You're right, but I mean they all have a little reuniting moment. But again, I love this. We see kind of Snoopy's imagination and the real world where he's at right now. All this stuff. This would have made an excellent short film. Honestly, it would have.
It would have. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm not going to argue with that.
As I'm saying, this scene is so well done, so fantastic. But again, I'll tell you why it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because it's the only moment in the movie where it's like, it's the only Red Baron moment that is not kind of connected to a moment in the story.
Yeah, you're right. It just kind of transitions from Charlie Brown being all mopey and then Red Baron.
Yeah, because Snoopy's not really sad right now. He's just kind of he's doing stuff right now.
Okay,
That's creepy.
the Schroeder gag is priceless, though.
Oh, yeah.
I thought the bathtub gag cracked me up though.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Snoopy
yeah.
just murdered
Oh,
that
God.
child. No,
You can
it's
see it in
it's
his
fine.
eyes.
It's fine. No, he's fine. That was war.
I need
darn
an
it.
adult.
It was war. Darn it, he's fine.
Okay, let's just give a round of applause. Christmas time is here. Seriously.
Yeah. That's why Snoopy. That's why Snoopy, as the World War flying ace, is going to be playing Steve Trevor in the new Wonder Woman movie.
I seriously think that one little bit with Christmas time is here is the most fan servicey thing in the whole movie.
Oh yeah.
Well, they had
no,
everybody
that
has
and the side characters. I'm sorry, Sandy, you were saying?
Oh, I was just saying, I mean, they had to include that in the movie. That's a classic song.
This scene to me is beautiful, and again, it's like another thing you'd never thought of. How do you get Charlie Brown? Again, the crux of this movie is Charlie Brown succeeding in one thing, but again, the idea is technically Charlie Brown succeeds, you kill the character in some regard, but they do a great balance of it where they kind of have it to just the perfect way of where they can have him come so close to success and technically succeed, where he's still alive as the character we know and love, of like kind of lovable loser.
Totally,
And here's one of the scenes where he does not fly this kite. Intentionally, he does not get to set out to fly the kite and do it on his own accord, but by happenstance or just by teaching someone else is he able to fly a kite, and that is beautiful. It's the gift of Charlie Brown there.
I also love how it's in the same area. I mean, that's the pond they were skating on, but it's completely different now.
Yes.
That's amazing.
And again, early on, he's faltered with the kite. Here again, he's shared some knowledge. Look, kid, I failed more than my fair share of times. So here's how you do it. Here's how you do it. Is my only advice to you. So it may take him years. And actually, kid succeeds against the universe, proving Charlie Brown wrong, but again, for a good purpose now.
Yeah, it's still very optimistic. Yeah, I agree.
It
It's
is.
kind of the best of both worlds, for sure.
Again, I love that he's in some way succeeding without actually. Again, the minute he touches this thing, gone. Like that. The minute he touches it, everything I touch fails. Everything whole like, oh no, I've killed it. One of the best moments in all of Peanuts.
Right.
From the
Oh,
Christmas
gosh.
special.
Did that kid, the kid who voiced that kid with the kite, did he voice Catbug in Bravest Warriors? Sounds like him. I don't know. Have you guys seen that? I'm sure.
I believe that's
No.
the kid from the
alright.
nurse's office, right?
Oh, it might be. You're right. I never thought about that.
Pretty sure
Oh,
it's the
that's
same
cool.
kid.
That's cool.
It's also the same kid who's like, I'm walking in the footsteps of greatness. I want to say those are all the same kid.
Nice.
And this is a great aerial fight they got going on here.
Again, it's very impressive that we never see the bottom of the doghouse. That's a good feat. A good
Very
directorial
Charles-
feat.
Very Charles Muntz-esque dirigible we got going on there.
Oh my god, I just want to see dogs with biplanes just come flying out.
Well,
now.
technically we're close to that. We have a.
You're right. We are close to that.
Well, can you imagine like someone edited it in a way of like it's Snoopy versus
Yes, yes. Oh my god, I want to do that now. Oh wow, that sounds fantastic.
I love Woodstock's also involved in the action here. He's like keeps going down inside the wood of the doghouse. So it's like an under thing, him fixing up the plane and stuff. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
There's the enemy. There's the Red Baron.
There's Franco.
Oh no, Franco was the good guy.
Now we just need to see one of the Woodstocks make the ultimate sacrifice by...
Oh god.
Okay. Oh, he's going in. No, not the propellers, Woodstock. Oh, thank God.
Oh god, oh no. I do not want to see that.
And they threw out the most important part. I love they're beating the one Woodstock. Hey, there's the pie. Well, it's a lot of cake, but I'm sure there's some pie in there.
I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is.
I love this, and there's a reference to the marriage right there. You know it has to be a reference to the fact that Drell Schultz did in fact marry Lucy. She's on the wedding cake. Okay, come on, that has to be somewhat intentional. I like the jackhammer movement on the plane. So should we be talking about how cool this sequence is and other ways of saying, oh, that was great, that little thing we're seeing visually on the screen?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I think the commentary's been going good so far. Cut us some slack. Honestly, I'm just kind of appreciating it.
Yeah, me too. Oh, snap.
All right, so we should probably be talking about this kind of more broad spectrum, though.
I really like how Fifi's not the damsel in distress. She's actually doing stuff. Like she's actually contributing to what Snoopy is trying to do. I mean...
Yeah, Fifi's a really good character, I think.
So the two of the best themes in this entire film, Fifi's theme is fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
It works in various contexts, but that's the theme that's really playing here, if I'm remembering correctly, as they're kind of... The volume seems very low or off while we're watching this, folks, to avoid other parties noticing this. But, just kind of going through that. It feels so old-time romantic. It feels so grandiose and
so... Like something out of, like, Casablanca or something like that.
Yes. I love how Casablanca...
I love it so much I actually went out and bought the soundtrack after I saw the movie. It's really nice.
I hate how soundtracks are somewhat these days kind of harder to find,
Somewhat?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, somewhat harder to find, because now there's some soundtracks only available on iTunes somewhere, because it took a long time to find the Winter Soldier soundtrack on DVD, on CD, sorry. And,
I got both. I actually have both Peanuts and Goosebumps on CD.
Cool.
I really haven't been seeing. I don't know. I think everything is just going digital now.
Well, okay, you know what? The one thing is, like, I fucking, like, the Inside Out soundtrack is absolutely amazing, and I love that thing to death. It's one of my favorite pieces of music.
Yeah.
Okay, but something just happened there. So again, I like that we're now in a great position where the Red Baron story has finished up, and we have a happy ending on Snoopy's side. We're wondering, okay, what's going to happen with Charlie Brown now? So now we have the stage has been set for a happy ending. Now we're rooting for Charlie Brown to get that happy ending.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And I love that Sally's under the misconception that she is done with the whole entire school system. Now she's graduating, but
right.
8 more years of grammar school, 4 more years of high school.
I remember a time when I was like in 4th or 5th grade where 12th grade seemed so far away, and like graduating from high school was like, the end. Like, oh my god, like. I miss being a kid, man. Being an adult kind of sucks. And this movie is kind of proof in the pudding of that. This movie is just a total, like, nostalgia trip of, like, being a kid, and childhood, and we've already...
I love the idea. I'm with you there. I remember, when I don't know, it was like around 5th grade where you had that parade, that little carnival set up at the end there, just like in this film.
Mm-hmm.
I have like a little kind of fair carnival sort of thing sponsored by the school. Like, I don't know if it was at the end of the 5th grade or if it was just during that or something.
This totally just reminds me of Grease.
Okay.
I love how the dirt around Pigpen transformed into hearts when she said that.
They just randomly all had their books out. There's a big moment. Charlie Brown's actually won, that no one's really kind of dwelling on the importance of this moment, but Charlie Brown's actually been chosen by the little red-haired girl. He's desired.
It's so, like, all the kids there in that classroom are just, like, jerks. I mean, Marcy was there, and she I guess, kind of likes Charlie Brown, but she's being a total jerk.
Sorry, I just want to interject because I love the wall scenes so much. They're kind of the equivalent. They're the Peanuts equivalent to the Jim Gordon Batman kind of rooftop meet scene. That's what these scenes are to me. I love the wall conversations between Charlie Brown and Linus because they're always great. And it's Linus here being that great net of support here. Again, I love Charlie Brown's like eating some of the cotton candy. Like, I'm frustrated with life, And then Linus is offering, Charlie Brown, you're not looking at the obvious solution. She likes you because you're a good person. You are,
exactly, buddy. Man. And you know what? That speaks so well to me as an adult with all my anxiety issues and everything like that. It's like, if you just sit back and just realize what you have to offer as a person, life would be so much easier.
And the moment that just passed was just fantastic. Of Linus of Linus giving that smile after Charlie Brown says on his way out, I should have listened to you the whole time, Linus. You were right. And Linus is giving that smile of like, hey, I'm appreciated. It's so beautiful. And again, the off-screen kind of the meeting the parents sort of thing. Like, oh, it's Charles, ma'am. So again, we get the exposition dump real fast. Again, they're not taking too much time with it. Okay, well, we know where she's going. Why Charlie headed all the way home to get the pencil so we can have a point of conversation with the little red-haired girl.
Exactly.
Now he's off. And again, I love it's such a mundane thing. It's the most mundane thing, but it feels like the biggest epic climax you've ever seen. He just needs to find a little red-haired girl before she goes to the summer camp.
The ball gets stuck in the bottles.
I love this when he yells. He's getting squirted by the clowns. Yeah, he's helping other people along the way here. The train gag's pretty funny. He really should have seen that one coming. Just like, yeah, that really would not have worked at all. But, he's caught up in the moment. Again, it's the end of again, it's like, there's this old movie. I know the Rugrats have referenced it. For life of me, I cannot remember what it is. It always bugs the crap out of me. I remember when Grandpa Lou was, going to meet the girl at the train station, and then she left, and he wasn't able to give her the flowers. Tiki, do you remember? Do you feel me on this moment?
I remember the moment. I do not know the reference. I'm sorry.
Okay, now seriously, right here, I gotta talk about this moment here. This moment, rewatching it, always. Forgive me if I'm going to cry in this last act here, guys. I'm just telling you, this moment here, it makes me all weepy because it's so nice that the kite-eating tree that was Charlie Brown's mortal enemy has given him. You know what? Here's your one freebie. Come on. I'm going to help you out. Again, that's so beautiful. The kite-eating tree, one of the bane of Charlie Brown's existence is flying this kite. He still is not flying that kite. Through not flying it technically, he is being flown by the kite. So again, it's him succeeding without him actually succeeding. They found a way to make Charlie Brown win without actually winning. How unprecedentedly brilliant is that? I don't know. It's just like something.
I get you. It's great.
He's being flown by that kite, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, he's flying a kite!" Which, he's technically flying the kite now, which is great.
Was she really that far away? I guess.
The red-haired girl?
Yeah.
Well,
how do you see her all the way down the Cardinal if she's over the hilltop like that?
Do you really want to question the logic now?
It's not.
Anyways, at this moment, oh my God, this is the best ending to this film could ever have come up with, and oh my God, it's so beautiful. Again, the Chris Beck music in this scene is enough to make me weepy, but again, it's something so mundane with the pathos behind what we've seen of this movie. We're on Charlie Brown's side. Just why did you pick me? Again, there's an audience behind, which one might see is unnecessary, but you know what? There's kind of Charlie Brown proving that whole I've done one thing right, and it says, no, Charlie, you've done various things right. You've shown compassion. You're nice to your friends. So you did for your sister. I was there during all the moments when you're trying to impress me, and I saw how good a person you were. You know what? You deserve some good stuff, Charlie Brown.
Even Lucy's touched. I mean, come on, that's rare.
I mean, seriously, this is just Lucy shedding the tear, and I might shed a tear myself.
That's what I'm saying.
Seriously, this ending gets. Every time I hear the music of this ending alone, I get so weepy. I know it sounds silly. I'm sorry to bore you bore you with my sentimentality, but seriously, how beautiful is this? Again, hands back the pencil. And this, again, in some ways, it's like Charles Schultz getting the closure because he never got the little red-haired girl. One of the saddest things is that towards the end he was, he reached out to the live little red-haired girl, and she the woman at this point, she didn't get back to him until it was. He called saying, "You want to talk?" And it was after his first divorce and stuff. And she left for a trip, and she never called him back before the end. There, in some way,
oh god,
in some way, Charles Schultz in the afterlife, he's got acknowledgement from a little red-haired girl. And it meant something.
Right. Well said. Well said.
Here again, the whole, the hug and the awe, and Charlie's getting recognition finally. I'm proud to be your listeners. Again, on paper, this stuff might seem really cheesy, but again, all the pathos, all the emotional, the connection.
You know what? It is really cheesy. I'm not going to deny the cheese factor. It's very syrupy and sweet and sentimental, but that's what makes it so good. I think it's like, it's the perfect way to top off a movie that. Well, it's certainly not the most depressing thing that's come out of the Pete. It's absolutely not. It's, it's had its fair share of ups and downs. Charlie Brown's been through his fair share of trials and tribulations. So.
That's the moment right there. Oh my God! Just when Lucy's like good old Charlie Brown, da, 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 just a beautiful music. And that's the way you could only end this thing. Just seeing it back to a strip on paper and Schultz being written on it. The perfect ending. Oh my God! It's so beautiful.
Another dance sequence at the end.
Yeah, they do kind of overuse the song a little bit. I'll admit it. I like the song, but it's in a lot of the movie. It's God damn it. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to tell you something. It just shows you when they're writing this film. It was with the two Schultz family members, with the son and the grandson, and the director of this movie, Steve Martino, who by the way directed Horton Hears a Who, and let's talk about this for a moment.
I was relieved when I saw this in the theater because I was kind of bummed when it cut to credits and they didn't do the football scene. So I was like, yes, they did it.
And again, I think this is absolutely feeding into a very profound thing Charles Schultz has always said, and I think he just kind of had in the comics there and in the strips, is that he never ended the strip. Towards the end, this is all in that excellent thing. I don't mean to keep plugging the documentary. I'm just saying it's a story that always touched me about Charles Schultz. He always, on some level, he felt bad. He never allowed Charlie Brown to kick the football because he felt if he did that, if he ever showed it, because he had several comics ready when he eventually passed to be put out there. Mm-hmm. Towards the end, he was afraid if he had him kick the football, it would have killed the character, would have tempted fate. It would have been ended bad for him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And again, on some level, he was right. It's
kind of like a message of this movie itself, where Charlie Brown, he gets the popularity, but then it kind of goes south for him.
Yes, and here he just. And here they allow him again. It looks like he's gotten attention from the little red-haired girl. It seems like Charlie Brown has done something right. This girl's noticing all the trials and tribulations he's gone through. Everything's going right, but at the same time, we got to bring him back a little bit so we make sure we don't kill off the characters. What we know about the character, it's kind of like the whole. You can't really go back with Pinocchio after he's turned human, But here it's like Charlie Brown. He's still the Charlie Brown we know and love. He still can't kick the football, so he's not all the way there, folks. But we know what he goes through. That's the important message there. And we see all sorts of Snoopy's family members. We see Olaf, we see Spike, we see Andy, we see Rover.
Hello?
Molly, Belle.
Jacob?
Yeah?
Yeah, are you with us?
Yeah, I've been with you guys for the past while now.
You just said hello, so I thought maybe you cut out. I'm sorry.
I tried talking several times.
Oh, it's Sandy. Are you there?
Sandy?
I unplugged my...
I'm here. I'm kidding.
Good.
I had to unplug my headphones. I don't think you guys heard anything for the past 30 minutes.
For just a moment, I saw the thing you sent, but that was about it.
To be honest, Jacob, I haven't heard anything from you in a little while.
Yeah.
I was trying to talk the entire time.
Oh shit! Sorry. Oh god. Sorry, man. I feel bad.
Oh, boy.
I don't think it was registering.
Well, we know who the Charlie Brown of the group is.
I don't think it was registering. I think my headphones cut out.
Okay.
Hangouts
bet
can be
that
great. And your headphones are also your mic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's probably it.
No, no, but
Hangouts can kind of be a bitch
my
when detecting
headphones were working.
mics.
My headphones were
Uh-huh.
working. It's just that for some reason the mic wasn't going through.
There we go. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I'm sorry about that.
I mean,
Anyways,
like I was trying to talk for like 30 minutes, but you guys kept going. You guys didn't.
All right. So
That's
this
awful.
piece at the end when all of Snoopy's relatives and family are together. Fifi's there with him. How is that possible?
Because she exists.
Because
Well, again, as you said, Fifi apparently is a real dog, and that was the fantasy Fifi. Apparently, the real Fifi was around.
Okay. I always thought she was just in his fantasy. No.
that's a good point. That's a good point.
That's what the movie made it seem like, because she was
It
never
did.
shown in the actual.
Yeah,
film.
she never shows
Look,
up.
it's
Yeah.
at the end of the movie. It's a little at the cafe, and there's the Red Baron's in the scene. So wait, is the Red
That's
Baron?
a good point. It could be a fantasy.
I
It
think
could
it's
be
a
within
fantasy.
the
That's
realm
why
of the
all his
fantasy.
family's just randomly there now.
right,
Yeah.
right.
It's in the fantasy. It's fine. So, Jacob, why don't you just kind of like fill in kind of the key points of what you were trying to say?
Yeah, oh my god, by all means, have the floor.
Yeah. Where did you guys stop hearing me?
Well,
Maybe
ashamed
like
to say
20
maybe
minutes ago?
two, very longer.
Yeah, I think you guys stopped responding to me around when we were in the library.
Oh jeez,
Ooh.
oh my god, that long ago?
Well,
Oh
come on,
wow.
quickly, get out some of the important.
Oh god, I am so sorry, man.
I mean, you guys never even noticed that I wasn't even trying to talk.
Oy.
I thought you were being very polite.
Well,
No,
honestly, I'm just trying to keep up with the commentary and keep up with discussion. So it's like when I'm in like commentary past, especially with this many people, it's just hard to keep track. So I apologize.
That's
But
fine.
by all means, have the floor. Have the floor. What are some of your thoughts? I'm so sorry.
It's fine. Like I said, I was just trying to go along with what you guys were saying. Like, I mean, I can't really add to what you guys were saying now, considering you guys basically said everything.
Well, what do you think of the ending? Tell us that much.
Which part? Which the ending? The credits or the?
No,
The
Just how it all turned out at the end.
yeah, the resolution.
Like I said, I really like the ending touch of how it ends, how it began with a drawing on paper and Schultz signing his name.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Very symbolic ending. It kind of like gives it closure. I never knew all that stuff about Schultz himself.
It's funny too because I remember when the first trailer came out and they had like the Peanuts by Schultz. Some people, a minority of people went apeshit over that. Like they thought that was sacrilege that they were putting Schultz's name.
Even though the Schultzes were writing it too.
I know.
Yeah, there's
It's
nothing
so
wrong with
ironic
just it
considering
being
that
Schultz.
Yeah.
This
Plus,
movie-
it's Schultz's characters.
this movie is absolutely like a love letter to Schultz. It is the most perfect way you could possibly like pay tribute to his work. So those fears were absolutely like unfounded. Although, I will admit the one thing I was skeptical about before this movie came out was the actual animation studio because Blue Sky doesn't have a great track record. I mean, this is above and beyond the best thing that Blue Sky has ever done. So
Yeah.
I like Horde and Here's a Who. That's a good movie. This is, like, I wager to say this will go down as a masterpiece. I think this is, like, one of the best pieces of Peanuts media there is, and that's saying something.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Well, if I could mention something with the Horde Here's Who, I was saying something before the football scene happened about that. So Steve Martino
Sure.
directed Horde Here's Who, and that was one of the reasons he was kind of sought after this project because he's one of the good Blue Sky directors, and with that Steve Martino, he because he was compared to the other Dr. Seuss animated works, that one was very faithful to the book in many aspects.
Well, when you say animated works, I mean, like, they had the ones from, like, the 70s and stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. I meant the kind of
the live-action ones.
I mean, compared to the Lorax, it was a lot better.
Oh, okay. Oh, compared to, like, the new Lorax, yeah. Although I love the animated Lorax.
Yeah. I mean, like the news. I meant out of the new kind of adapted
Sure.
Seuss stuff. And we have. I don't know if you know this, Steve. They announced who's going to be voicing the Grinch in the new Illumination film.
Who is it? I remember finding it out, but just remind me.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Cumberbatch, right? That's a curious choice, I think. I don't
I
know.
don't know. We'll talk about it some other time. But
I'm
my
not sure.
point is,
Again, it kind of crushes our dream of John Lithgow voicing the Grinch. Anyway.
but you know, that Cumberbatch has credentials, but
Uh,
we'll get into that some time perhaps. Anyway, though, Steve Martin was, you know, he knows I think out of all the Blue Sky films, The Horton Hears Who was one of the. Well, it's definitely a good one. You know, Jim Carrey's really good.
Before this,
you know, it had a
Horton
lot
Hears
of
Who was undoubtedly the best Blue Sky movie, I think. Before
Yeah, that's
this.
what I'm saying. I mean, no, this is far superior to that. I'm saying, like, because of that fact, it was one of the best Blue Sky films. They kind of saw this guy. This guy kind of knows how to adapt stuff and keep the heart of it, even if there are elements change from it. So they kind of saw him as, like, probably one of. He's a big Peanuts fan too, so they kind of put that in there, put in this guy's hands, and you know, the results speak for themselves. And let me tell you this: in the writing process with Steve Martino and the two Schultz men, they worked on this movie in Charles Schultz's office. You know, they were in the original office where all the magic happened, all this fully stocked. Like the office has barely changed over time. You know, his pens and his paper and everything. While they're working on the movie, it was all still there. All the magic was there, and just to show you how blessed this production was, you know. With the Schultz family and Jean Schultz, I don't know if she's going by the other name, but you know, Jean Schultz, Charles Schultz's second wife.
Mm-hmm.
They were overseeing the project. They were kind of like consultants on the project, and because again, it was the whole way back in the day. The arrangement they struck is you know, they wanted to make this movie so no one else would make it, so no one, because it's in Charles Schultz's will that you know no one. It's in Charles Schultz's will that he has ownership of the characters. No one does anything without his say-so or his family say-so. So they figured, you know, eventually, at some point, that might run out in the distant future. So why don't we just do an Ultimate Peanuts film? And that's why they wanted to do this. So they came up with the story for it and all that stuff. And they were overseeing the project, so they kept it very close to the chest. And that's why they oversaw everything. And they had this really wonderful thing. Instead of referring to just Charles Schultz constantly, they referred to everyone on the staff were given the okay by the Schultz family to call him Sparky. So they would constantly say, we were looking at Sparky's style. We were looking.
Oh my god! Oh Oh my god!
So everyone on, and you can hear in like all the bonus stuff. You know, they call him Sparky. How beautiful is that? And we see the Red Baron get its comeuppance. It falls in the lake, and a very important Peanuts Lake where you're always skating on the ice.
Yes. All right.
Well, it's a great movie.
I literally like want to go back and
speechless.
watch it again. I want to watch it again with the sound on, like right now.
Can we do like another commentary? Just for fun, can we do like another?
I know.
Okay, let's go back to zero. Let's do it now. Let's do another one.
No, guys. We need to do a commentary on Alvin and the Chipmunks. That needs a commentary.
I know.
I'll only do the original, the first one, because that's the only tolerable one out of any of those movies.
Oh, I saw that my friend dragged me to that in theaters, and
the first one has redeeming moments. All the other ones are crap.
I'd be curious for you to point out those redeeming moments.
I can point out the redeeming factors of the first one, but again,
doesn't the first one involve a gag where they eat their own shit?
I remember
it's not
that.
perfect by any stretch. Believe me. I'm saying there are redeeming values.
No. What's his name? What's the guy's name?
Theodore eats Dave Seville.
Dave. They poop on his couch and they tell him it's just raisins and they eat it.
Simon vouches for Theodore because Dave's freaking out Alvin already and says, Theodore, did you just don't Dave?
Okay, what are we doing?
And he says, prove it.
You're not a bit off topic here.
Right, you're right.
We're still alive,
This is just kind of a little post-show ramble before we sign off. It's all good.
Yeah, but seriously, Peanuts.
But when I was saying I'd really like to do another commentary on this.
Can we do like 8 more commentaries on this, please? Can we just
maybe one a year? I'd be down for one a year, honestly.
Considering you guys didn't hear me for about half of it.
I know. I feel bad about that. And you sent the message on the chat, but I was watching the movie. I was not looking at the chat, so I'm so sorry.
I'll tell you what. Why don't we do another commentary with everyone here, and then we'll do another commentary to make up for this one where we'll commentate on our commentary.
God. How would that work? How would we even listen to the commentary and then be able to listen to ourselves talking at the same time?
Well, first we watch it in advance. We line up to the movie. You know what we're talking. Then when we rewatch, we know what's going on during certain parts of the film, and then we can comment. Oh, and then I remember Jacob was then cut. He was cut out of the scene. Remember, we didn't notice at that point. So then we actually were speaking from a point of knowledge. Like, yeah, we know what happened during this part of the commentary. It's like we made our own little product there.
Wow. In all seriousness, no, guys, I would not at all be opposed to doing commentary on a horrible movie. I actually think that'd be really fun to do, so maybe keep that in mind for the future. Maybe keep that in mind.
What kind of movies are you thinking of?
Oh, I don't know. We'll talk about it after the show, but
I know you don't want to get me on a commentary with X-Men Origins Wolverine. I'm going to be really mad.
Oh, God. Dark Knight Rises. Dark Knight Rises.
No.
Yes. No. That'd be the perfect time to do the debate.
No, do not. Why you always gotta be so mean to Rises?
Because Rises is a terrible movie. That's why.
Rises is not a terrible movie. All right, it's not as good as the other two, but it's not terrible.
All right. Let's end this. So we've been praising the ever-living crap out of this movie. So there's not really much else to say. Do you guys have anything else?
Well,
Sandy, we're saying.
Sandy, yeah.
Oh, I was just touching on the Dark Knight Rises commentary. If you guys did a debate while the movie was playing on why one thinks it's bad, why one thinks it's good.
That's what I'm saying. I think that'd be a good commentary. I think it would. All right. Anyways, we need to sign off. So please, Sandy, Jacob.
I love this movie. I give it 10 out of 10.
Absolutely. I mean, I think this year has been a terrific year for animated films in general. We've had the Lego Movie. We've had How to Train Your Dragon 2. I mean, Frozen was there. I still like Frozen. I think it's oversaturated, but that's not the fault of the film itself.
Wait. You said this year. Lego Movie Frozen wasn't this year.
No. I'm just saying in the past, 5 years. Since 2010.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think this is a really good, decade for movies, for animated films so far. Paranorman's another great example of something that came out this decade. Anyways, so, so thank you guys for joining us.
Whoa. Last final thoughts all around.
Final thoughts? Well, I don't think we necessarily need to do that, because we're just going to praise it more, but sure. BlueDragonFive, final thoughts.
I just want to say, with the exception of Inside Out in 2015, this was the best animated film of 2015, hands down. It was so impressive. It was so...
It's a shame that... it's not a shame that Inside Out had to come out this year, but, it's picking between Inside Out and this, obviously Inside Out's gotta be superior, but... that just goes to show how many great animated movies are coming out, though. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly
the art form is stepping up its game. We get just the movie is so rewatchable, is so emotionally enthralling. Again, it holds up so well on the rewatch. Last time I'll say it, I encourage everyone to check out the documentary, learn about Charles Schultz's kind of just impact your viewing experience of this, just seeing kind of the ultimate Peanuts working now, knowing kind of the history attached to and why Peanuts just resonate on so many levels. But at the same time, this film is just, it delivers, even without all that on the side there, I keep hyping up. Just without that, though, you just have a simple story about this kid you're rooting for. Is the only expectation I had going into the movie. I want to be able to, I know we're going to be able to root for Charban. This looks like the simple premise of the movie that we're going to be delivering. You're going to root for Charban. The question is he finally going to, to win? Where we have a whole comic series predicated on him not winning in the end.
Sure, yeah.
Is he finally just going to achieve just one good thing happening in his life? And you know what? He did, and it was a thing we were rooting for him the whole way, and none of his work got unappreciated. It's Charlie Brown the way we've always wanted to see him. Again, it's kind of this movie, as I've said in the past, it is the ultimate tribute to the Peanuts as a comic, as all these characters we've loved. It is just the ultimate tribute, the ultimate summation. It's the ultimate kind of greatest hits list of the Peanuts.
I know the situation with Calvin and Hobbes and everything, and how Bill Watterson is never going to release the rights to that, but god damn it, I want a Calvin and Hobbes movie in the same style. I want that so bad. You guys do not even know how much I want that. Sandy,
this does give hope. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Dragon.
I was going to say, this does give, you bring up an excellent point, Tiki. This does kind of give hope to other kind of comic strip-based films done in animation and done right. I mean, think about it. We could actually have a proper Garfield movie. We could have an emotional family circus thing. We could have
Right,
all
right.
sorts of comic strips actually kind of given some resonance and given some great kind of, this is why you love this, why you loved as a kid looking in the newspapers for these for these strips and just seeing what would happen next. Is why you bought the merchandise. Is why you have those little books in your house from when you were a kid and you're still flipping through to this day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think there are definitely some things that should just be left alone.
That's
you know?
fair.
Is Calvin and Hobbes in that equation for you?
Well, I just think that, they already did Garfield. I mean, I don't think they would want
Yeah, but an animated Garfield is a lot different than that shit.
That's true. But I think we've just gotten a lot of just remakes recently that I think they just need to take a break, even though I know what I have to say really doesn't affect what they do.
Mhm.
That's just my personal opinion. I think they should just space it out if they do go that route. Just space it out. But I mean, I think Calvin and Hobbes would make a great movie.
That's what I think. Calvin and Hobbes is like very theatrical in its own nature, with all the daydream sequences and everything, and Spaceman Spiff and all the characters. Like Calvin and Hobbes is essentially like a cooler version of Doug with all the fantasy and everything.
But maybe we'll get a Dennis the Menace that is not a mystery-based film.
God. Okay, so Sandy, can you do some quick final thoughts?
Oh yeah, well, great movie. I highly recommend it to anyone who hasn't seen it yet. Man, that's pretty much all I can say. I really don't have anything else to say.
All right, Jacob?
Okay, I'll try and get some of my sense in here.
I'm so sorry. I feel so bad.
That's my fault. I guess it's my fault, so I wasn't really checking to see if I was registering or not.
So sad.
I am so sad. Seriously.
That's fine. Well, then I'll tell I have to go with what you guys are saying. It's like they couldn't have possibly made this movie any better than they could have. Even removing the mustard scene. I wouldn't change it.
Yeah, literally the only thing you could do to improve, the only thing, if you're digging for any little inkling of something to fix, that's the only thing.
What do you have against mustard? I don't like mustard either, but I think that scene is funny.
I love mustard. I eat my hot dogs and corn dogs with just mustard.
I'm saying bit of a gross out gag, dog eating mustard. I'm saying out of all the gags, it's the weakest gag. But again, it doesn't matter because the movie's just so perfect. I'm saying it's like a little grain of salt on the canvas. That's all it is.
All right, I love how the Red Baron scene tied into everything. I love how the story wrapped up in a neat little bow, and you kind of find yourself relating to Charlie Brown's dilemma. Like everybody's gone through that whole everyman, like my life is in complete shambles kind of thing.
Totally.
It tackled a completely adult message, but for kids.
Yeah. All right.
And for animation fans and fans of the strip, and pretty much fans of anybody in general, I'd say, see this movie. It's very well made.
Totally. Yeah, and I cannot, I literally have nothing else to say that hasn't already been said. I think this is, a perfect representation of the Peanuts. I think it's, God damn it, BlueDragonFive, this might be, the mask of the phantasm of the Peanuts in terms of, it is, the essence of the Peanuts.
Ultimate tribute.
Yeah.
As I was trying to say when you guys were talking about fans, that there were some characters were fan service. I was trying to say that's when I started to realize my mic was probably not working.
Oh god.
I mean, it was probably before that it stopped working, considering I started thinking before. But that was at that point I was trying to say this movie basically is fan service.
It is. It totally is. In the same way that the Lego movie is.
But it's good fan service. It's fan service with a good narrative.
Well, you know what I mean. Not all fan service has to be negative and all that.
Totally.
Listen, Tiki, I got one interesting fun fact of all the Peanuts love. I think it might bring something to it real quick before we leave. I just want to mention a little fun fact. I was amazed by this. At least 95% of the world's population recognizes who Snoopy is.
Oh wow.
Do you know that?
No, I did not know that. That's
Over
pretty impressive.
The little fun fact that I learned I was doing research, one of the bonus features on the DVD, there all the people are doing the interviews, and they mentioned, did you know, like, that there was like a poll taken at some point that at least 95% of the world's population recognizes Snoopy. If they don't know instantly it's Snoopy, then they definitely reckon they've seen Snoopy before.
It makes him the world's most recognized character in media.
Yes.
Then why didn't this movie do any better at the box office?
I know. It's sad that it didn't do. Well, there's one reason, and that reason.
To be fair, it did okay. You know, it made its money back. It was made on $99 million. It's an impressive $99 million, and it made 200 something million. So that's still really impressive.
They really shouldn't have released this right next to Spectre, though. I think that was the big mistake. I mean, that I knew right away. I knew like months before this movie came out that it was going to.
We got Waltz versus Franco here. We got Waltz versus Franco with Pie.
Waltz versus Franco. Oh God.
But no, this film is just
James Franco has turned into like the celebrity ambassador of this movie now.
No, seriously, I'll tell you.
At least it wasn't like Winnie the Pooh released next to Harry Potter.
Oh God! Oh, don't get me started on that shit.
But you know what? Seriously, I'm gonna say this. I haven't even seen Spectre yet, but
I fully believe that Disney threw Winnie the Pooh straight under the bus to kill 2D animation. I fully stand by that.
Remember, and you know, Tiki, there's that conspiracy thing we still haven't done yet. Remember, there is actually a rumored conspiracy that Disney, as a tax write-off, will kind of back a film that's destined to fail.
Technically the director chose that release date.
Oh God. Anyways, guys.
It's like Disney will like make sure. Anyway, so the last thing to say is this movie was just utterly all around the board. It was fantastic. Everyone, if you haven't seen it already, check it out. It's just, and also so you should check out the Movie Machine podcast. What we think?
Oh God. I totally forgot about that. Yes. Go to hotchocolatemedia.net for the Movie Machine podcast. Hypothetical scenarios of movies and comedy.
Explain to our colleagues here what the Movie Machine podcast is. They don't know, and neither do some of the folks at home. Tell them what it is.
Not sponsored by Movie Machine.
So Sandy and Jacob, the Movie Machine podcast is done by our good friends at Super Academy. Colleagues of Super Academy, and you know they have a rotating lineup of guests. Not necessarily everyone is from Super Academy, but regardless, it's a podcast where they play the role of writer, director, producer, and lead actor, if I'm not mistaken, BlueDragonFive. I forget what the fourth role is, but regardless, they come up with hypothetical pitches of movies. It gets crazy, it gets goofy, it gets wacky. All the movies that they pitch totally couldn't exist in real life, but that's why it's so much fun. So go to the Movie Machine podcast at hotchocolatemedia.net. All right.
And remember, folks, watch the Peanuts movie.
I mean, if you're like 2.5 hours into this podcast, I'd be shocked if you hadn't watched it by then. But
yeah,
I'm saying, folks, watch it again and again because this movie is just it's the blue meth of Peanuts, and it's like kind of Mask of the Phantasm. It's Peanuts at its most perfect pure state.
And
Peanuts in a way we've never.
Go watch the old cartoons because those are absolutely phenomenal, even though they're low budget.
The low budget is absolutely part of the charm, though. That's what makes those cartoons so freaking charming.
If you think about it, this movie's kind of low budget as far as animated movies go, too.
As far as animated movies go, I mean, how much was Inside Out's budget, though?
Like
$90 million seems pretty high, actually.
Like Inside Out's is like $150 million or more.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Anyways, guys, so it's been great. Sandy, Jacob, thanks for coming on. I really do think this has been one of the better commentary podcasts we recorded. I think we got a lot of really good conversation out of the way. Regardless of Jacob, yes, I'm so sorry. Yeah. But I still think it worked out pretty good. I still, all things considered. So, all right, guys, join us later. And I can't think of a clever line to go out on. So, Sandy, help me out here.
Keep on dreaming.
Look, a peach.
There we go. Look, a peach.